Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the second installment for the day of your morning cup. March 26th, Friday. Your boy W. Dubois again. I told you guys like the last video I did about the Rutgers situation. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do another video today, but if something pop up, I'm gonna do it. And I don't know if I'm gonna do another video again after this, but this definitely caught my attention. It's in the newsreel. It's kind of local. It's a New York story, but at the same time, it's an NBA story, and it's not local. It's Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson is not Phil Jackson. When you rip the Knicks, it's not local, you know. And it's Phil Jackson, and it's him talking about his tenure as president of basketball operations for the New York Knicks. I think it was through 2014 through 2017. I'm not positive, but the story the little article we read will confirm that. So without further ado, let's go through this Steve Popper article real quick. We're gonna just buzz through that. I like to put the articles up because I can just tell you, but I mean, I'm sure some people will be cool with that. Some people trust me, but sometimes you just gotta see stuff for yourself. You read it, you know what I'm saying? That's why I put it up there for you instead of me trying to manipulate what I want you to think. This is Steve Popper's article anyway. But let's get to it. While Leon Rose was making his way through the trade deadline as Knicks president, the former president Phil Jackson was rehashing his tenure in New York, placing the blame for his dysfunctional time atop the franchise on a number of places, but not his own failures. Jackson, who was pushed out after openly floating the idea of trading away Kristaps Porzingis and mismanaging Carmelo Anthony, said Garden chairman James Dolan did me a favor by firing him. Interesting. He opened up about his time in New York while appearing on the podcast of former Lakers player Kobe Carl. There you go, Kobe Carl's podcast, The Curious Leader. So if you want to check it out. I think that Jim felt like I was facing too big of an uphill climb, and he relieved me of the job because he just saw to me he was going to be backing Carmelo in this situation. Jackson said, wait a minute, bro. When did the media ever back Carmelo? You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm bugging out, and it's been so much time past. People like Phil, man, I'm going to get to it, though. And I was going to be the guy taking the lumps. So they was going to back Carmelo, and they were going to beat on Phil. That's what Phil says. It felt like a major disappointment to have to go through that and not being able to turn that thing around because it's a heartbeat of New York. It's a big part of what they like. He's talking about the fans. Their basketball team. There are long devoted Knicks fans, and I appreciate their desire. But I think they get in the way of the team a lot of times. Jackson, a former part of the Knicks championship seasons as a player before becoming Hall of Fame head coach for the Bulls and Lakers, was hired as the Knicks president in March 2014. In just over 3 years, he went through 3 head coaches. Very good, Phil. Man. Phil's a funny guy, man. He alienated the 2 franchise cornerstones and mostly failed at trying to instill his coaching philosophies. He compared himself to the treatment of former President Donald Trump by the media, saying, I kind of understood what Trump had to live with probably for his first 3.5 years in office with the media. Interesting. Unbelievable. No, we're not going to subscribe to you. We already watched. Look at your we already check out your articles in this New York Newsday. Jackson said his health kept him from coaching, but he did try to put in his triangle offense and believed that the resistance from Anthony and the rest of the team got in the way of his attempts. So they had a mutiny on you, probably because you're a prick and you didn't know what you're doing. And it's, these old dudes, man, they need to give it up, man. It is what it is. He first gave the head coaching job to Fisher, one of his former players. When Fisher had a very public personal issue getting in a fight with Matt Barnes after flying cross country on a day off in training camp, he never got his footing. Kurt Rambis, Jackson's close friend, then was handed the job before being replaced by Hornacek. Perhaps the best thing I could have done was just coach the team myself, Jackson said, but I wasn't physically able to do that. I had to convey that through people. I chose to step in. It didn't seem to work out. And as a consequence, I thought we had the talent, but we never found the niche, that ability just to play beyond talent and play concise, connected, organized basketball. So he said he put his guys in, whether it was Fisher or Rambis or Hornacek, but if he would have coached the team, it would have probably been better. So he blamed those guys too. He blamed Carmelo, he blamed the fans. He said the fans being away too much, and he talked about Carmelo. Jackson signed Anthony to a 5-year near max contract and gave him a no-trade clause. But when the team struggled, he tried to push him into waiving the no-trade clause. Coincidentally, the agent for Anthony who helped him make the deal was Leon Rose. That is so interesting, isn't it, guys? I wanted to trade Carmelo. He's got a no-trade clause that they asked for, but I suggested that if there was a situation I had asked them to trade, I wanted them to be compliant with it, Jackson said. And you can have all your choices that you want, but I want you to go along with the idea that maybe when your time has come with being with the Knicks, so that was met without compliance. And then Frank Ntilikina, I'm not going to get into Frank Ntilikina not getting dealt. So, like, you know, what up, Phil? How you give the man a no-trade clause and then ask him to be traded and want him to comply with you? This is a business. Why the hell did you give him the no-trade clause in the first place? Talking about, oh yeah, I wanted him to comply with waiving the no-trade clause. Why the hell did you give it to him? I don't get it, man. And where is he coming from with this now? The Knicks are playing decent basketball. They're 21-21. They're playing 500 basketball. They just came back from a 16-point deficit last night. Granted that the interview was before last night. But they're doing their thing. And he's been gone, what, 4 years? And now they've been awful the other 3 years he's been gone. Why didn't he say something then? As soon as they doing good, here he come. He gonna come knock that shit over. And I know what I'm saying? I can feel that. Like, that's hate. That's a hater right there. That's hatred. That's somebody who don't want to see people do well. Especially people who they was rocking with, but they not a part of their success. Like, he's not a part of it. He's going to blast the Knicks. Why? Because Leon Rose is in charge and he dissed you when you tried to get the no-trade clause from Carmelo? This is straight haterade, man. It's so easy to say it's the Knicks because the Knicks for Clicks campaign where people just make articles about the Knicks just so people could click it and like it and laugh and make jokes about them. And I'll talk crazy about the Knicks all day. I blasted the Knicks the last 20 years. And I have no problem to do it again. Can't stand Mitch Robinson, but that's another story. I'll talk about that another time. But for this guy to come out here now, it's just kind of, you know, it's kind of convenient. It's kind of convenient for a hater, in my opinion, man. She trying to do the Knicks doing their thing, gonna come throw soap on it. That's like the dude, yo. You know, everybody feeling shorty, yo, that's that chick. Everybody wanted to, everybody like her, everybody feeling her, everybody chasing her. And then that dude come out, oh, I knew her back in 2008. She used to be a hoe, bro. She was a whore in 08. All right, bro. Okay. Oh, I was with her in 08. You could get with her now? I don't like that shit, man. I don't like that. That's not real. That's not real. Phil, man. Phil is a P.O. Man, look at this guy. Yo, man. This is funny to me, man. So, you know, they go to quotes, want to be a leader, Carmelo, but I don't think he completely knew how to be a real leader. Just took a shot at Carmelo. Then he took the shot at the fans. It's a big part of what they like. Their basketball team, they're long devoted Knicks fans. I appreciate their desire, but I think they get in the way of the team a lot of times. And, you know, he has some points. The Knicks fans are crazy. And Carmelo is not a leader. He's right. But where is your accountability, boss? It was your ship. You the captain of the ship. You got to take accountability. You can't lead and never take accountability. No one's going to follow. Ever. If they do, it'll be for a minute, long time, short time, but eventually they're going to be like, nah, this ain't it, man. Phil ain't it. Phil washed up, hating ass OG. Yo, man, like, yo, it's so, yo, you just come out here and throw salt on it. It's like a microcosm of a hater, man. You know, a lot of people in society, they're going to throw salt on everything. They're always going to bring up your worst times, you know, and they're going to remind you of who you were at your worst when you're doing good, just to keep you in check and to boost themselves up as well. It's not my fault. I am the man. I am Phil. I am great. It's Dolan's, or it's not Dolan's. It's Carmelo's fault. It's the fans. It's Hornacek's fault. It's Fisher and Matt Barnes' fault. You know, granted, like I said, all that played a part, but give me a break, man. I don't like stuff like that, man. That's not real, man. Phil, just go away, man. Go to Montana, you know. Go put your face in Jeannie's bush. He don't mess with her no more. I don't think she mess with Phil old ass no more. He losing it. Go smoke your weed. Go do what the hell you do. Leave the Knicks alone, man. The Knicks is doing good. The only thing left from that team is Frank Ntilikina. And, you know, he was a bad draft pick at number 8, you know, in front of the Donovan Mitchells of the world, in front of the Shai Gilgeous Alexander, and a bunch of other players that they were passed up on for him. But regardless, man, it is what it is. It's your boy. We're gonna yo, Phil, man. You're gonna hear the story, man. So I'm gonna house you, like, subscribe, share. I'm gonna skedaddle. Peace.